kick off, and now that is the talk of town. That is what is making headlines around the country. And here with me is Mr. Julius Mucunguzi, who is the head of public relations and also the spokesperson of the Electoral Commission. It's a pleasure to have you here this morning.
Thank you very much for having me on Family TV, and I'm glad to speak and have this conversation with you and with the viewers.
All right.
Yes.
So can you first tell us about how yesterday went before we even go deeper? How many people came? How many showed up? How many showed interest? And all those things.
So yesterday was in response to the decision by the Commission, which announced that beginning 11th of August, all those who wish to aspirants for the position of President of the Republic of Uganda are at liberty to come to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission and pick 3 sets of forms. Supporter forms, nomination forms, and a set of guidelines, so that they can then go and do what is required in preparation for nomination. And as you've rightly said, the exercise started yesterday, the 11th of August, and to be open until the 24th of September 2025.
Okay.
All those who feel they have what it takes to become presidents of the Republic of Uganda or to contest as president of the Republic of Uganda are at liberty to come to the commission and pick forms. Picking forms is free. You don't pay anything. You must simply demonstrate that you are a citizen of Uganda and you are a registered voter, and that means you are 18 years and above. You know, there are no age restrictions on who can become a presidential candidate or aspirant. And then you go out there and do what is required. As you've mentioned, and I should state it now, that on day one, 51 persons, 51 persons, people came to pick those forms. Out of the 51, 6 were females and 45 were males.
Interesting.
And out of those 51, 2 came to pick forms on behalf of political parties, the Conservative Party, and another party called National Economic and Empowerment Dialogue Party, and the rest came as independents. So that is picking forms. But I've been saying earlier today that picking forms does not make one a candidate. You simply are aspiring. You have the desire. The person only becomes a candidate once they have returned those forms, duly filled with all the requirements therein. And these are the requirements. 1, that 2 weeks before nomination day, the people who picked these forms are required to return them with a supporter list, a list of supporters, at least 100 supporters from 2/3 of the districts of Uganda. And when you look at the district of Uganda today, 2/3 translates to 98 districts. That means you must return with a form, with a list of supporters of 9,800 supporters. You bring them 2 weeks before nomination so that the Electoral Commission verifies each and every one of those 9,800 supporters to make sure, 1, that those people are actually Ugandans, 2, that they are citizens, 3, that they are voters, but 4, and most importantly, that they have not given their support to another candidate. The law says that you cannot provide support for a presidential candidate for more than one candidate or more than one aspirant in that regard. So we have a system at the Commission that once we are doing the verification, once the particulars of a voter are entered in support of one aspirant, they cannot be entered for another aspirant. The system will block you. And if you have not provided enough supporters and you are less by 1 in one district, that is reason enough to fail you from being nominated. So that is the first. The second is that you must pay a nomination fee, which is within the law, 1,000 currency points, which translates 20 million Uganda shillings. And you also must show that you have the requisite education at minimum of advanced level, certificate of education, and then once you've gone through that process, it is at that point that the Commission nominates you and you are declared a presidential candidate. So it is not simple as people would like to think, because I've been seeing, discussions, people saying, now the position of president has been devalued, and but what people are doing are simply expressing their right under the constitution, because the law is very clear. Any citizen of Uganda of voting age 18 and above is at liberty in law to pick forms to contest for president once they fulfill the requirements for nominations.
Okay.
So it is not that what is being done is within the law. It is provided for in the constitution. We shall be able to determine the seriousness of the people that are aspiring at the point of delivery of all the requirements required under the law to meet the benchmarks for nomination.
Okay. So what process is going to follow when these people return their nomination forms?
So when they return the nomination forms, we have said, one, the lists for supporters have to be brought 2 weeks before.
Okay. Before the closing date?
Before the nomination dates.
Okay.
And the commission announced that the nomination dates for presidential candidates, for presidential aspirants, will be on the 23rd and 24th of September. So that is the day when the commission will be nominating those who wish to contest for president. So the first requirement is that they will bring these forms, the supporter forms, duly filled with the particulars of these. Details of those supporter forms are in a schedule in this Presidential Elections Act.
Okay.
And then they will come. And the process for nomination is actually outlined in the law, in the Presidential Elections Act. And it says that a person shall not be a candidate in a presidential election unless, one, that person submits to the Electoral Commission on or before the day of appointed nomination day in relation to the election the documents referred to, and those documents are the ones I've been talking about, the forms, that the person must be supported by not less than 100 voters in each of at least 2/3 of the District of Uganda, and it also enumerates that the candidate shall attach his or her nomination papers as defined, and that the person shall also ensure that they show evidence that they are registered voters and that they have the requisite education qualifications. Actually, the law goes further to say that a person who contravenes these requirements commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 20 currency points, so that's 20 times 20,000, or imprisonment not exceeding 1 year, or both.
Wow.
So there are standards. The standards of running for the top office of the land, in the land of president, is not a cheap enterprise. Collection of forms is cheap and free. Returning the forms and meeting all the requirements has a cost, a cost of effort, a cost of money, a cost of commitment, a cost of demonstration, that you actually what it takes to even begin to think about and to contest as president of the Republic of Uganda.
Okay.
And it says the nomination paper shall be accompanied by the forms I've talked about, a non-refundable fee that we talked about of 20 million Uganda shillings, passport size photographs, and in a party system, a person may be sponsored by a political party or organization, and that nomination shall indicate that so and so is being sponsored by this political party. But also, because we are in a multi-party dispensation, which also allows for independents, those who want to contest as independents are also provided for in the law.
Very interesting. So yesterday you've given us that huge number of people turning up for that position. Should we expect more? Because I see there are lots of days still left.
Yes.
Or people showed up on the first day, and then we might see a relaxance.
I think what we're just going to do is to wait and see, because they are at liberty to come in the morning, to come in the afternoon, to come in the evening. As you have rightly said, the period is still there. We are going to wait and see. But seeing the number of people that came on day one, one can say it shows that people are keen to provide leadership at that level, and that is very well within their right as citizens of Uganda, because citizenship grants all those rights to the citizens of the country to offer themselves to serve and lead at any level. So 51 on day one. I don't know what today is going to bring. Already the desk and tent where we are receiving these people is already set up. We also want to inform the people that are planning to come that this is not a rally. And we do not expect, convoys. No. We don't expect convoys to pick forms. We don't want people to come and paralyze, create traffic jam on 7th Street industrial area because that is not called for. And you may contravene traffic rules if you do so.
Okay.
Be peaceful, come, collect the forms, and go. And that's it.
Okay, very interesting.
Yes.
And then when it comes to those who are picking their nominations, what age bracket? If last time in the last elections we saw young man coming in, have the youth also embraced this?
Yeah, I believe you are referring to John Katumba, Mr. John Katumba, who many people call Katumba Oye. He calls himself Katumba Oye. Actually, he was among those that actually came yesterday.
Interesting.
And there were actually a big number of young people. The age ranges actually are between 20 years and 64. And I could say that majority of those that came up yesterday are below the age of 35. For us, it shows, because there have been people saying that young people are not keen to participate in the electoral process. And one of the things that the commission has been doing over the last 1.5 years has been engaging young people. The commission, the chairperson of the commission, the deputy chairperson, and the commissioners, in every engagement they travel outside the capital to the regions which they superintend, they engage and meet youth groups. Because we know that this country is a country of young people.
True.
70% of the population of Uganda, according to recent statistics, are below the age of 35. That means really that this is a country for the youth. So when we see them coming in the numbers that they did, it should not be by surprise anybody. They are simply reflecting the population demographics of this country, the composition of the people in this country. And we would like to the commission would like to call upon the young people, the youth of this country, to continue to show the enthusiasm. The enthusiasm that they have shown already in showing up, to pick these forms, should be shown across all the steps and stages of the electoral process. When it comes to, participation in the campaign processes, they should show up. When it comes to, as they have, showing up to show interest in contesting for the other positions at the local government level, at the district levels, in their special interest group processes,
all right,
that they should indeed do so.
All right, thank you. We are going in for a break, and when we return, we shall be speaking more about what happens next after the nominations.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
the 9th East African Revival Convention. Brothers and sisters, what a joy that we have been blessed again to have another East African Revival Convention to be held from 20th to 24th August 2025 at Lugalama Convention Ground in Kigezi Diocese in Kigezi Region.
We are gathering this time under the theme, Fixing Our Eyes on Jesus, drawn from the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2.
You remember the revival, the East African revival of the 1930s, the 1940s, at which the people of Kigezi, Rwanda, Burundi, the whole of East Africa in general, we got transformed.
There has been a perception that this is a diocesan event, but this is not true. This is East African Revival Convention.
Give this convention the attention that it deserves.
As many Christians as possible should come for this convention and give material support to the convention.
The main speaker will be Archbishop Emeritus Dr. Henry Korombi and many other preachers and speakers, with me inclusive. Come, you will never remain the same. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time. Together, we build strong, healthy, and thriving families with our daily dose of inspiration and expert insights on topics that matter, like education and career growth.
God did not give the white people or the black people less talents. No. By the time God said, go and take control, that means God, our Father, the Creator, had put all the abilities in us.
Family health.
No one should one day tell you that, hey, since you have diabetes, you should not take Caro. That's a lie. There's what you call portion control.
Finance and wealth.
Keep track of your spending. And part of the spending, of course, as we said, be able to separate wants from needs. That's secondly.
Leadership and governance.
There are people who take on the political aspect and try to water down important, significant decisions we leaders take for the good of this country.
Not forgetting parenting.
Now you're raising kids or children who are in a totally different time. You get it. Those days your mother would just give you an eye and you know this is a problem.
Hey, there are visitors.
And there are visitors
and
around.
Mom gives you this eye, you know?
Yes.
Catch more of this every Monday to Friday at 9 p.m.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand. 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 Issues at hand.
Welcome back. You are watching Issues at Hand, and we are discussing matters of politics. Yes, like you've heard it, yesterday we had a good turn-up of people showing interest and picking these nomination forms. That is for the presidential seat, those who want to lead the nation, just like Julius here did mention earlier. So we also understand that the EC recently gave us a revised roadmap of the elections. So can we also look at this, because this is also part of this whole system. After the nominations, and when also are we going to be receiving these nominations for all these other positions, all that? So if you can first give us a brief about the roadmap, and then we can head forth.
So I think before we went to break, I was speaking about the role of young people, the role of the youth in electoral processes, and to say that, and mentioning that the Commission has been very consistent and remains very consistent on reaching out to young people to tell them about their roles, their rights, their responsibilities, their duties in the electoral process, particularly emphasizing the point of peaceful conduct, conducting themselves according to the law, conducting themselves peacefully, conduct themselves in a manner that is respectful of one another. Because, as you know, and with the statistics that you have about young people, 75 below the age of 30, 35.
Yes.
We see many young people on rallies, and we're going to see many of them during campaigns. We want to see them conducting themselves in a manner that does not, put them in harm's way, breaking the law or being misled to participate in violent activities, because we all want a very peaceful, credible election, and young people have a clear key role to play in ensuring that we have that kind of election, because of their numbers, because of their energy, because of being tech savvy. And when I speak about being tech savvy, we see a lot of misinformation and disinformation spread on digital platforms. And again, that young people are more attuned to sourcing information and using digital platforms. Again, responsible use of digital platforms, not using them to spread misinformation or lies or propaganda or unfounded allegations about candidates, about their issues, about parties, and all manner of issues in the electoral process. So I wanted to first spark that, because it's a very important message that the Commission, and actually as well, the Interreligious Council, to which the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda is the president of, working with the Commission, we have launched a peaceful campaign, campaign for peaceful elections, and so there is every reason for all of us to participate in this process, emphasizing the question and issue of peace.
Okay.
So speaking to the adjustments that happened on the roadmap, particularly regarding nominations, the Commission outlined and broke down the nomination dates for various categories of persons. And these are as follows: that district and city chairpersons, Lord Mayor, and councillors, these ones are going to be nominated from Wednesday the 3rd of September to Friday the 5th of September. And these nominations will be done at the district and the city returning officer for electoral commission in the various districts. The second one is for municipality. So city division chairpersons and councillors, their nominations will be conducted from 8th of September to 10th of September. And this again will be done at the district or city returning officer of the electoral commission. Then sub-county and town or municipal divisions chairpersons and councillors, these ones, their nominations are going to be from the 11th of September to the 24th of September. That was the breakdown that the commission provided, and it's also mentioned where these people can be expected or are required to pick their nomination guidelines and forms. And for district councillors, for municipal councillors and sub-county councillors, they will collect their forms from the electoral commission offices in the respective districts starting yesterday. And the nominations for forms for district chairpersons will be accessed by downloading those forms from the electoral commission website, which is www.ec.or.ug.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So those are the main, and then after that, what follows after nomination is then harmonization of the campaign program. So the returning officers in the various districts and our electoral officials in various districts will then sit with the nominated candidates and agree on the campaign program, harmonize it, to make sure that there are no clashes, to make sure that there are no discrepancies, to make sure that there are no overlaps, and to make sure that they again are given guidelines for campaign to ensure proper conduct and ensure a peaceful campaign process that will then lead us to the elections, the polling dates, which will be announced once the nominations have been done. But we know, according to the law, that polling for presidential, parliamentary, and local government general elections will take place between the 12th of January and the 9th of February 2026.
Interesting.
Yes.
So when we talk about the public, how are you garnering public trust? In this case, I talk about the transparency, the level of transparency the Commission has during this period of time.
No, trust and transparency are core in an electoral process.
Yes.
And one of the things that the Commission does all the time is to make sure that every decision that we take is made available to stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement, engaging those persons who have a stake in the electoral process is a core requirement and a core principle of enhancing transparency. So when the Commission announced the roadmap, it was done in the presence of political parties, it was done in the presence of civil society groups, it was done in the presence of the media, and any adjustment that always happens, as you know, the Commission has made it from the time the roadmap was announced a particular effort to make it available to the public through engaging the media, through using radio, through using TV, through using digital platforms, so that no one can say that they do not know what is happening. People have been saying that people don't know what is happening. And I asked somebody asked me in a discussion, and he said, I want you to tell me, if on voting day there is any Ugandan who will stay at home and say, me, I am at home because I don't know what is happening, that I'm not aware that today is election day or voting day. Obviously, there is none. But we know that we must do more. We must do more in sensitization. We must do more in voter education. We must collectively do more in civic education to create that awareness. Beyond the vote, why are you voting? What is the purpose of the vote? But the mandate of the Commission is to teach Ugandans about how to vote. The role of why is a mandate of civic education, which in the Constitution is a responsibility of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. But the two, voter education and civic education, are joined at the hip. And so we work hand in hand with the Uganda Human Rights Commission and civil society groups to sensitize the roadmap, sensitize the Ugandans about their roles, their rights, their duties, and their responsibilities in electoral processes.
Okay. I'm glad you did mention about the young people, the youth, taking core and playing a vital role in this period of time. So when it comes to elections and sometimes when it goes to violence, we see the young people getting involved in so much because somehow, somewhere they're influenced in this aspect or what. So how different are we going to be this time, majorly from you, the Commission, to see that at least a youth goes out there to only do what they're supposed to do, but not go to the violent side? We understand even some camp is already having their term as protest vote. So how are we going to go about this?
So the Commission has been and continues to be very consistent in saying that a free, fair, peaceful, transparent and credible election is the responsibility of all the stakeholders. And the stakeholders are many. Each one of the stakeholders, the young people, the civil society, political parties, political leaders, candidates, their supporters, the media, each security agencies, each one of these has a role to play. And the Commission says, to have the elections that we want to have, that will give pride to Uganda, our motherland. One, all actors, including electoral commission officials, must, number one, follow the law. The law is our guiding light in elections. Everything we do, everything that is done in the electoral process is anchored in the law and guided by the law. Second, all of us, all stakeholders, from electoral commission officials to the voter, must follow the guidelines issued by the electoral commission, because the commission is mandated in the constitution, Article 60, Article 61, and the various acts that are in place to manage, conduct, and ensure that we have free, fair, regular elections. So we must agree and accept to follow those guidelines, because if we don't, you know, the electoral commission is often seen as an arbiter or a referee in a game. If you have actors that are participating in a football game and they do not accept or play by the rules that have been put down, and you have players who will say that, for me, if I miss the ball, I will not miss the ball, then you can be sure that even if the referee gives out yellow cards, he will then give red cards, and he may risk actually having nobody remaining on the pitch. But how can we avoid a situation where you disqualify everybody and remain with nobody in the pitch? It is by making sure that you follow the guidelines and the rules. 3, we must treat each other with respect. Because you see, violence comes when people really think that they are better humans than others, and that they should exert force, intimidation, and violence on others to make them comply to do what they want to do. But when we treat each other with respect, it means we will know that belonging to a political party or belonging to one camp and another person belonging to another camp, or supporting different candidates, should not be a ground for animosity. That it is a choice that people are free to make, provided for in the law, provided for in the constitution. And once that decision has been made, we remain Ugandans in the same country, in the same community, in the same district, in the same village, in the same parish. So, mutual respect. Number 4 is to use language that does not sow hatred. Because we have seen places where use of language that foments hate, that is polarizing, that is sectarian in nature, that sows sectarianism, is actually a danger to national unity and national development. So as we go into these elections, let us not use that kind of language. And that also speaks to using technology and social media and digital platforms responsibly. And ultimately, the most important point that the Commission emphasizes in ensuring that we don't have violence is to love our country, to love Uganda, and to know that we may have different shades of opinion, from red, yellow, green, blue, and all the colors that are in between. But at the core, we are all Ugandans, and we should do everything within our means and within our power to ensure that Uganda remains united, Uganda remains progressing, Uganda remains at peace, so that elections will come and elections will go, and Uganda will remain our motherland or our fatherland. If we do that, and we have the capacity, we have the power, we have what it takes to actually do that, let us do it, so that elections become what they should be and what they are, and what the framers of the 1995 Constitution envisaged, the means through which the sovereignty of the people of Uganda, in Article 1 of the Constitution, and Clause 4 that talks about that they will choose who will lead them through regular, fair, and free elections, be actualized without violence, without intimidation, without bloodshed.
Okay, so maybe a last one, because time has already left us, is the Commission confident and sure that everything is great?
I can assure, and on behalf of the Commission, I can say, without any fear of contradiction, that the Commission is ready, whatever is required, to ensure that we have the 2025-2026 general session is in place. The resources are in place. Government of Uganda, as you know, finances electoral commission and the electoral roadmap 100%. The government has provided those resources in the previous election cycles. It has provided the resources so far, and we have no doubt that all the remaining resources required will be available to ensure that the sovereignty of the people of Uganda, as provided for in the Constitution, will be upheld and actualized. So that is one. The human resource, the commission has recruited all the necessary manpower. You know, the parish supervisors, the sub-county supervisors. We have staff across the country, in all the districts of the country. They are on the ground. They are sensitizing people. They are ensuring that people know what they need to do when they are undertaking voter education and training, and all that is in place. The commission leadership, you know, the commission, which is the 7-member commission, is in place and has its eyes and hands and heart on ensuring that its mandate and the mandate of the commission is fully actualized by ensuring that we have free, fair, transparent and credible elections 2025-2026.
Wow. Your concluding remarks and also your plea to the public?
The message to the country from the commission is that this is your election. Elections are for the people of Uganda. Elections are not for the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is simply the servant of the will of the people of Uganda. It is the servant of the law. It is the servant of the Constitution. The Commission is open for the people of Uganda. It is the People's Electoral Commission. We exist to ensure that we deliver the process that has been handed to the Commission through its mandate in the Constitution. We call upon all actors, all stakeholders in the electoral process to play their rightful roles, to play them according to the law, to play them peacefully, to play them according to the guidance provided by the Electoral Commission, to abhor violence, to say no to violence, any form of violence, anywhere, whether it is physical, emotional, psychological, digital, must be denounced by every peace-loving Ugandan. And we should also speak against the scourge of over-commercialization of our political processes, the too much use of money to manipulate, to bribe, voters, and to say that voter bribery is an offense in the laws for both the person who gives the bribe and the person who receives it. Uganda, people need to know that when you receive a bribe, you are as liable as the person who has given it to you. When you receive, you are equally liable. Let us make sure that we understand the electoral offenses, the electoral laws, follow all the guidelines, treat each other with respect, and know that at the end of the day, elections are not a war. Elections are not a do-or-die affair. Elections are a civil means provided in our laws, in our Constitution, as the mechanism for choosing leaders. Let us participate at all levels, from the local level to the national level. No leadership position is small, because all leadership is an important ingredient of building a democratic and peaceful and progressing and united country.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Julius Mucunguzi, who is the head of public relations and also the spokesperson of the Electoral Commission. And yes, there is too much work. Just know it. They have just started. They have been doing a lot, but now things have started being actualized down there, the Electoral Commission. So just continue, wishing them well in this regard. But of course, you also have a very big role to play, you as a citizen, to ensure that this period of time is very safe and accommodative to every person, to you and your neighbor and your relative and all those people. I want to appreciate you for joining us this morning. My name is Luke Majumba and we cannot go past this hour. Have a lovely day. There is still much to come. Return and Error is also coming in with coffee break.
Issues at hand.